it comes down to one word, and that word is safety. And the way I look at safety is this. The American public needs to trust the unmanned aircraft industry. And so when someone walks across the street and they see an organization doing drone delivery to someone's front door, you have to look up and say, I trust everything has been done correctly. I trust that that's a safe vehicle, a drone that's landing. I trust that it's not going to hit my house. And there needs to be basic trust. And there also needs to be trust with the pilots who share the airspace with the drone community. And so when a pilot looks out her window and says, I see a drone, I feel comfortable with that, I'm okay sharing the airspace, that's where we need to be. And when we have that comfort and we have that level of trust in the unmanned industry and we have that level of safety, then all of these wonderful applications that we have, such as environmental monitoring, maybe even package delivery, delivering a pizza to your front door, even taking high altitude airplanes and bringing internet to unserved parts of the world, we can see that. We'll have that. We'll realize it. But people have to look up and trust that everything's done safely. And I think safety involves not only the manufacturers of the unmanned systems, it involves the regulators, the government, it involves everybody in that supply chain to do it safely. The first thing is we need to have a permanent regulatory framework. And you're probably saying, well, I thought that the framework is permanent. Well, it's really not. It's a framework that operates on a by exception basis. So if you want to operate an unmanned aircraft today, you're probably dealing with things like waivers, like certifications. And that's all by exception because we don't have a full body of regulations right now that start from A to Z about how you operate a drone. We don't have construction methods that are approved, and so we're missing that important piece. If you look at the analog, which is the manned world, we see that we have that. We have regulations that say, this is the kind of metal that should go in the bolts that are on the airplane. This is how long that the bolts have to last, and we just don't have that. And so I think the American public will have more confidence in the unmanned industry when that permanent regulatory framework is in place. That's one of the problems because I think when the public looks out at the development of aircraft, so the manned aircraft, the commercial airliners we fly on, maybe the small private planes or business jets that we're on, they see an industry that's governed in cycles that goes by years and decades. And it's not that the technology isn't advancing, it's just that the technology is advancing at a predictable pace. But drones that you might expect to see on your front steps, maybe flying over your cities, that's really brand new. And so it's a new industry. And I think what people are looking for are a series of regulations and a series of steps that help introduce new users to this brand new exciting thing called the National Airspace System. It starts right at the beginning, so when you apply for your pilot's license to be an unmanned aircraft pilot, or when you decide, I want to do something really special with my unmanned aircraft, that there's a learning process that starts, and it's supported by material that they have to begin with, and it helps them understand an industry that they've maybe never had any exposure to.